Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on the X4, and today we're going to be talking about some things that I've been asked about quite a lot in most of my games as I've been playing, and that's a question about why I use trading stations for mining. And also on the back of that, a lot of people ask, well, why use trading stations at all? Why deploy them in certain locations to act as like waypoints or relay stations or stuff like that? So today we're going to be concentrating on the mining side of stuff. So without further ado, let's get into it and let's talk about why I use it and the advantages that we have when it comes to using them. So first things first, what is a mining station? Well, it's basically a station that you could either class as somewhere where it's a home point for your mining ships, or it's somewhere that sends out mining ships to then build materials and stuff like that. Now, I tend to go with the first one, where I have it where it'll store mining resources and then it'll trade it off to other places, and that for me works the best. Whereas some other people may want to deploy a station there and have it build resources there and get away with that as well. Now, there's no right or wrong way of how you can do anything. However, let's answer the big question that I do get all the time. Why? Well, the reason why I do it is because as you start the game and you're at the beginning of the game, you'll tend to buy small and medium miners. As you start to get more end game, you start to produce large and extra large mining ships. Now, there are arguments to say which mining ships should you use. The answer is there's no right or wrong answer. You can use either or. Now, there are advantages and disadvantages to both, however. If I go into my plan build, you'll notice that on this little mining station that I have here, I have a Taladi 3 dock pier, and I also have an 8 medium standard dock area. You'll also notice on the edge of them is a 3 medium 6 smalls. And then your cost connection, your storage, and your storage for your liquid and your solid. Container storage is for your trading, your liquid and solid is for your mining. Now, this station here is just a basic station that I have. It's kind of one that I deploy kind of mid-game, so it does everything I need it to do. It isn't the best for mining because it only has one solid and one liquid. Liquid is your gases and stuff like that, and obviously solid is your ore. So it isn't the best. It's actually quite a decent one for trading, but that aside, it does the job for me. Now, most AI and most early start players will build these little stations here. Now, not the luxury docks, I just have them because they're unlocked and they look a little bit better. But you'll have a 3 medium 6 small dock area, which means it'll take 6 small ships and 3 medium ships as a landing point. It has storage as well and stuff like that, but that's what it can take in at any one time. It requires no drones, it requires nothing extra, it just works. That's it. Whereas a pier is for large and extra large ships, and not every station has one. So there's your first port of call as to why I do it this way. If I have small and medium ships, I can use this station here without the 3 dock pier. I don't need large ships. However, I have that because I then use the large and extra large ships as my trading ships. So I'll place this in an area where there's high mining resources. Now, from that, I can tell the station what I want it to mine. So if you look at the moment, I've not selected any words. If I go ore and I go silicon and I go I want ore and silicon, I create a buy offer. I can then create myself a trade restriction, which, as you can see, I don't have one at the moment. So I can go new trade rule, call it self trade, whatever you want to call it. You can set it as default if you wish. I don't. Then you can restrict all factions. Additionally allowed factions, it says yourself, Val Selton, that's just a standard name you get. And then I save the trade rule. What this now does is it allows me to basically restrict my buy to buy only from my station or my ships. I can do the same for that one as well. Automatic buy amount, I tend to actually remove that. Oh. And I also remove the automatic pricing as well. It will now offer a maximum price and it will buy up to half the station storage, I believe it is. It is, yes. As standard, it is half. So it shows it between the two. And obviously, if I put a third one there, it'll do thirds. So we're going to get half ore, half silicon. You can adjust that later down the line if you find that actually there's a lot of ore in this area, but not very much in the way of silicon. You can drop that down. But now what that's going to do is when I allocate miners, which you can see here, I have 5 small miners. You'll see they will now mine the minerals that I have required. That one though looks like it's just done a mining job. Okay, no it's not. Have we got any searching for resources, flying? You're waiting for a signal, so that's a docking signal, or gathering resources and searching for resources. So it's out there now searching for resources. You'll also notice that its behavior is mine resources for ore. It's looking for ore. That may be different for each one of these. Let's have a look and see what this one is. That one's ore as well. That one's ore. That one's ore. And that one's ore. Now that is probably because this area here probably only has ore.
Striking.
Where is it? The reach. Known stations.
Requesting
Yep.
immediate
Natural
backup.
resources. It only has ore in the sector, so we're never going to get silicon. So what we can do is, now we know, we can go, well actually I want to adjust that. I want to go logical overview. Never going to have silicon. Remove the buy offer and cancel it. It will now storage allocation, remove it down to 1.
Striking.
Buy maximum. Now it will fill it up with ore. Now that it's doing that, these small ships here will fly in and out of this station much faster than that one large ship would do. That large ship takes a while to dock on one of these pier docks, quite a while. Whereas these will zip in and out, and after a while they'll gather resources pretty quick. And I would argue that actually building a lot of small ships in this area here is actually pretty good, but be careful because obviously a lot more traffic will start to slow things down. You've got to try and balance it so that you're not overreaching your station. But building them small ports won't be as expensive and won't take up as much room as building the pier. So there we have it. That's how I set up my station. It's now going to go out and they're going to go and collect ore. And if this had silicon, it'd do the same for silicon. And I have one large ship here that's got currently acting as a trade for it. So you right click your station, trade for commander, and they'll give you a warning. Select your ship includes mining ships, which will only be able to trade solid or liquid wares. So this one is obviously a solid. So it will come into the station, it'll buy the ore and sell it to somewhere else. This is where your things come in, where you can have your advanced satellites about. They'll pick up on trades. So for example, a hull parts factory. You can't see because we haven't scanned it or anything, but it may have a trade offers. It requires food. Refined metals. Okay, so it needs refined metals. Right, so have we got any refined metal areas? Refined goods. What trades do you have? Ore. There we go. Buy offer 51,386. So you can already see it's got refined metals and it's got a sell offer as well. So what we can do is we could actually get this to demand more ore purely by getting rid of the refined metals. You can see that it's got quite a lot in. So if we had a trade system built up, we could have it where it's trading to these hull parts from this refined goods complex, and it'll help the AI build up and stuff like that. But our interesting point here is ore. So we know that we've got a supplier of ore. So once this starts to collect ore, this station here, as the station commander levels up, will get better at doing trades and get more money for the trades as well. But we'll also expand your reach. So as far as I'm aware, that station there should trade to the station here. If it doesn't, if it struggles, manually do it. After a while, having so many ships docking and working for the commander, it will level up your commander quite quickly, expanding the reach of your station and allowing you to trade more further out. And obviously, it looks like already we've got... Oh, they're still looking for materials. Free mining. There we are. So it is mining. So that's the answer to the question why I do it. Small ships will gather the ore, bring it back to the station a lot quicker. A large ship will then transport it to another station for sale, and also it will, because it's longer flight time, it will generally pick up more material and sell it more in one go. Not always the case. Sometimes it doesn't do that because obviously it doesn't require it or whatever. However, generally it will do it. That doesn't mean you can't use large and extra large ships for mining. You can send out your large and extra large ships for mining. It's just they're going to take longer to come back to the station. So you're going to have that flow of the small ships bringing them in constantly, having that nice flow of materials coming into your station, keeping it nicely stocked up. Then your large one will come in and really fill the tanks up. Then you got plenty of trades. Obviously, the more materials you have for trade, the more you're going to sell your materials. Now, at the moment, this station isn't going to sell any materials because I haven't put a sell order in. Now, if I want to sell guaranteed, I create a sell order and I will drop my price down to the lowest possible. We'll keep station settings because we want it to sell to everybody. If this was a relay station, I would set it to trade only with myself because I would want the relay to pass through to my other stations. And again, I will talk about relays in terms of trading, but for mining, the reason why I would use relay stations is because I may want production to be further than what the station can carry at this period in time. That also gives less flight time for this station's large ships or whatever size ships it is you're using to trade with, which means it'll return back to this station, pick up another trade offer, and get another lot of mining, another lot of minerals out, a lot of, ore for this station, which means that these storage capacity isn't maxed out constantly, and it means that we'll be able to keep selling, and these miners won't be sat doing nothing. Now, bear in mind, obviously, that doesn't always work. So you got to find that balance, but that's what it's all about, trying to build an economy. Hopefully that answers the question as to why. If you've got any more questions about mining in general, please leave them on this video here, and I will do a follow-up video answering the question about any mining. But hopefully it answers the question to those who keep asking, why bother with a station? Why not just have your miners mine for your production rather than just mining for an actual trading station? Short answer. It'll trade to AI and yourself. It will keep storage for the materials. It will keep your fleet going, as in your miners, constantly working, leveling up all your pilots, because it takes a long time to level pilots up. And you've always got that back pocket of resources. So if you then have your own refined metals production, then you're only taking what you need for that, which you can work out. So you're using less trade ships and you can make more money. Hopefully that answers questions, but until next time, everybody, take care for now, and I shall see you all on the next one. Bye bye for now.